everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm here with the Father's Day horror box, the June horror box, whatever you want it to be. I know you're seeing something right here, just wait. If you're used to seeing like a standard vertical kit, we're gonna get into this bad boy here in just a minute. But I'm here to go through what the box is going to entail and to do a plan with me. So obviously we're going to plan for the week of Father's Day in our 52 weeks planner, but let's go ahead and get on into this. So where to begin? All right, let's move some stuff out of the way. Let's start with, you're going to receive the B6 washi. How do you guys like the gradient happening this time? I mean, you could hold it this way and the gradient could go that way, whichever way you want it to. But how are you liking the gradient happening this month? And then everybody will get the date dots as well with the squiggles, because you gotta have squiggles, okay? So those are two things that are going to be in there. And then we have this. We'll get to this in just a minute. Let's go through. Let me pull off the journaling kit here. So there's going to be, look at this. Look at what you're going to get. 1, 2, 3. 3 different types of kit options, okay? So you're going to be able to stretch this throughout so much. And because the journaling kit doesn't have like the full box artwork in it, it has just the papers, you're going to be able to use that like whenever. It's amazing. It's amazing. Okay. So let's start with the standard vertical kit. So this is just like our 8-page kit we have in the shop. So you get the, sorry, I'm so excited, I swallow funny. The 9 full boxes. You have the bottom washi and headers. And just like I do every month, I am going to save this bottom washi page and I'm going to do a live plan with me at the end of May to get ready for June, okay? So then you have your little bit of deco, some weekend banners, checklist sidebar, your half boxes and third boxes, quarter boxes, sticky notes, doodle boxes, all that jazz. The solid box sampler, the pattern box sampler, and then you have your date covers and glitter headers. So that is the first kit that will be in there. So let's go ahead and set this off to the side. And then you have the 3-page journaling kit. Sorry, it snagged underneath the corner here real quick. Sometimes they just snag underneath the corner. I kind of peeled up the edge of the paper just a little bit. Didn't affect the stickers at all. All right, so then you have the, oh, give me just one second. Hubby's calling. I'll be right back. My apologies, I'm back. I had to answer that phone call because that was my husband and he is driving right now. So I had to answer that to see where he is. So, and I forgot to tell him that I was filming. Anyways, journaling kit. So like I said, the journaling kit doesn't have the artwork, like the full box artwork in here. You have the papers. So here's the first page. Here is the second page. And here is the third page. The only artwork you have is this one down here, but you can't really tell what is going on in the background. So it just adds, and you can use that big grid box or not type thing. So that's that one. Okay. Now, in past months, I have done where you get the weeks kit, the 2-page weeks kit. Well, I have been wanting to kind of combine some things. I've really wanted to have more of a B6 kit because the weeks kit works great, but there isn't enough boxes to go for all 9 columns. And there isn't enough functional stickers in a weeks kit for a B6. So you would have to pull from, say, the full kit or whatnot. But if you don't buy the full kit and you only buy the weeks kit, you can sometimes kind of, left without that. And then I know a whole bunch of people that still use academic planners that need the smaller boxes, or even those that love the vertical kits and need the smaller boxes. This kit is for you, especially if you go back and you like use bottom washi. I'll show you here in just a minute. So I am going out on a little bit of a limb here, and I hope you guys love this format. but this is going to possibly become, and the decision will be made within the next week or so, this is going to become our new weeks kit, which will be our weeks B6 academic mini kit type thing. Okay, the very like versatile. It's 5 pages, so you're not going to be overwhelmed. All right, so each of these boxes are 1.5 by 1.5. You get 9 of them. These are the skinny labels that we had in our academic kits before we decided to discontinue them. They just weren't selling, and it was only a 1-page thing, so you had to buy it with other options. And so this is making it easier for you. I want to make it easier for you, so you have this, and then you don't have to worry about trying to figure out a la carte pages. And sometimes when you could get this, the a la carte pages that you had that you wanted would sometimes be sold out. So this is going to help prevent that. So you get these. Work great in a B6, in a weeks planner, and if you want these boxes, if you want this kind of kit because you don't use bottom washi and you need a lot more functional space in your vertical planner, you can use these. So like I said, you have the skinny labels or dividers right there. You now have the 8 checklists, 3-spot checklists. These are header style washi strips. And this is the B6 washi. I'm going to show you what I did with the B6 washi here in just a minute, but it will also fit the weeks planner. You would just have to trim the end off. So you would like lay it down in your weeks planner and then grab your washi card and, you know, your slice tool and that slice tool that you got in your February box and slice the washi, and then you're good to go. Okay. But at least it'll fit your B6, it'll fit your B6 perfectly, right? So there's that, and then you're going to get this page that has some half boxes, third doodle boxes, and the mini quilt squares, okay? Then you have this box. So this is gonna look very familiar to you. This is from the weeks kit. I love how just having some of these functional boxes here. These were also in there, but they were off to the side over here, and then you would have a weekend banner here, and then you'd have 2 sets of glitter headers. We kind of changed that up. So now you get 7 of these, and then you have your date covers here. And then look guys, more gradient. So you know how in the way that I do my sale freebies, how we have the bottom washi and then the date covers, and you have the 8th one that says this week. Well, this one, you guys are going to get that style of date cover for your kit. So, and look at that gradient. I'm loving it. Okay, and then finally, the 5th page. So you're going to get some of these stickers that come in the journaling kit. You're going to get the 2 weekend banners, and you're going to get a whole bunch of grid square, I mean, what would you call these? I don't even know what you would call these. A grid note page, like you know, call them a grid note page, okay? I don't know what we're gonna call them just yet, but you get a whole bunch of these. You get 12 of them, so like, yes, okay? So that is the new format. So let me show you, because I laid it out in my B6, and I wanted to show you because that's like the most versatile, right? So let me go here. I'm gonna show you what I did in the monthly. So I took those bottom washi and I put them up at my header, so then I could then use my date dots here and use them here, or whatever other date dots. I've got my other B6 washi that comes in here, hence the reason why putting these up in there is not a problem, because then you could put them down over here. However, I decided to use the washi because that's what I wanted to do. And then this is what it looks like, okay? So the boxes are a little bit bigger than what the weeks boxes were, not by much. I would say half an inch at the most. Because they were right around 1-inch sized boxes. So these are 1.5. So yeah, half an inch. But you get a fun little sidebar going on. Like I said, look at this week. I love it. Your date covers, the washi goes perfect. And then you have all of this. And then you can use your grid page for whatever you need to. But see how those labels, you get 7 of them. I'm so excited. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm so excited for this layout because I think it's going to be so much fun to play with in so many different planners. The B6, your vertical planner, your weeks planner, your academic planners, your A5 size planners, anything that has a 1.5-inch wide column, you're going to be able to use this kit in. So I'm excited. So excited. I can't contain my excitement. Okay. So then next up, you're going to receive the washi card. So it has the barbecue scene on the front, and then on the back, it has the rules from an evil dad. So the dads are getting the love this time. So excited about this one, because I don't think I've ever done like a full big one like this. I did the little peeps on the back. I don't have them all here accessible. And that one's for the another collection. But yeah, anyways, loving the washi cards, okay? You get not one, but two washies, like always. So you get the 15 millimeter, which is going to be just your printed version. We had to do the stripes. I'm loving the stripes, as you can tell. I definitely have a pattern I kind of gravitate towards. And then I thought it would be fun to do one that has a mustache and a bow tie for the dad. So it's this darker blue color, and it has this, what foil color is this? It's a bronzy color. Love it. Love it. It's so much fun. Okay. And then, but wait, there's more. Okay. You're going to get you some die cuts. So we love the die cuts. So you've got your rules from an evil dad, how to be an evil dad, your Father's Day card, your Father's Day shirt. Got to have a picture of the family. And every evil dad needs a toolkit, right? So those are the die cuts that you will get there. And then last but certainly not least, every dad needs to wake up every morning and with whatever he drinks to get him going for the day at hand. So you're going to get one of these, okay? So you'll have there's some blood spatter all around. It has our shop name, so you don't forget who we are. And then it has rules from an evil dad, and it has all the rules spelled out here. So that's what we have going on here. Nice little coffee mug, fits perfectly in your hand. I'm excited. I'm excited. So yes, that's what all of them will have. All right, so let's go ahead and get into a plan with me. I'm not going to use this kit because I already used it in the B6 to show you. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the full kit. Should we bring in some journaling stuff? I don't know yet. We'll put it off to the side. I don't know how I'm going to do this just yet. Let's open up our planner here. Okay, so we're going to be planning for June 12th through the 18th. I am going to save my date dots for the monthly, because that's what I like to do. And I'm going to save the washi for the monthly. So I'm going to set these off over to the side here so that I don't forget them. And I'm going to pull out my other date dots. We can get this going. Okay. So let's see what we got. We're going to go ahead and we're going to use our washi like I have done in previous months. I love having the washi. Now, for some people, I know that seeing the lines, especially on a white washi, is can be a little bit distracting. It doesn't distract me, so I'm not gonna white out any lines. It's perfectly fine for me. But I do know for others that it can get a little distracting. So when it comes to the white washi, feel free to white everything out. Don't be afraid. I love me some good Tombow. In fact, I have a couple. Do I have a couple? I have at least one. See, I have one right there. All right. So let's get into why I'm figuring my life out here. Let's get into chatting about a story. So I chatted about this story on my Instagram stories yesterday. Yeah, it had to have been yesterday. So, hubby went out of town to our house down in Texas to kind of wrap a couple things up, check on the pool, get some maintenance stuff going, and we had also had to leave some stuff back there, so he went down to pick that stuff up. That left me to my own devices on Tuesday. Not that that's a bad thing, you guys. I mean, I'm a fully capable adult. I mean, sometimes. No, I'm gonna be honest. Okay, this time, because on the B6, I use the How to Be an Evil dad or rules for an evil dad up here. I'm going to use the how to be an evil dad sticker for this one. So it was left to my own devices, which is not a bad thing, right? I'm a fully capable, functioning human most days. And, you know, I mean, some days I don't like to adult, but then who doesn't, right? And a majority of the time I like to let my husband interact with people. Which is kind of funny because if you've ever met me at any sort of like planner meetup, I'm very friendly, I'm very bubbly. I'm not a horrible person. I just don't really like to people on a regular basis because it makes me nervous. I am a little bit weird, okay? I'm gonna own my quirks, okay? I'm gonna own the quirks today. So, left to my own devices, and I'm like, hey, I got this. I gotta go get a few things done. I gotta drop some packages off. I gotta go buy a refrigerator, which segue time, refrigerator issues. Not really, except the mere fact that the refrigerator that came with our rental is super tiny. When I say super tiny, I mean super tiny, that I did a little small grocery trip with no list, and we kind of filled up the fridge, which I'm like, oh, this is not good. So, I have 4 kiddos, 3 of them, well, 2 of them are teenagers, one's almost a teenager, yeah, and then one's not quite a teenager, but she can definitely sometimes eat like a teenager, and yeah, so 3 of them are boys, followed by a girl who thinks she needs to keep up with her siblings because, you know, hashtag sibling rivalry. And I tell her quite frequently that she doesn't, that she's just capable and fine by not keeping up with them. And she's like, whatever, Mom, hold this, watch this. All right. So we're like, well, we can't go grocery shopping every 3 days. Like, that's just, with our schedule, that's just not going to be possible. We'll end up eating out a lot more. And that's no bueno. So decided we'd go buy a refrigerator. Now, if we had a trailer, we would just find one on like Facebook Marketplace and buy it that way. However, we don't have a trailer, nor do we know anybody who has a trailer. So we're kind of left with somebody needing to deliver it. We've gone down the road of buying used appliances in the past, and it's been hit and miss. And it's fine if it stays outside, like in the garage and whatnot. Like, I'm not too worried about it. But being inside, I want it to look a little bit more presentable, you know, considering that it is a very open kitchen and having guests over and stuff. So after I dropped the mail off on Tuesday morning, I headed to my local Home Depot, which was, get this, from the post office to there was a total of like 4.7 miles. I was like, are you kidding me right now? Now, it took me 15 minutes to get there because I hit every single stoplight. But I'm like, really? This is so close. So I head into Home Depot. I'm looking at all the refrigerators because we had decided on one. And then I was kind of second guessing my decision, you know, because hello, motherhood, womanhood, wifehood, homeownershiphood. I will second guess all of my decisions. Let's see. What am I going to do? Okay. This is probably going to end up being a busy week. And the only reason why I say that is because my son's birthday falls on Father's Day. So he was born on Father's Day. This year his birthday falls on Father's Day. So I'm pretty positive, and by this point we should have closed on our house, so fingers crossed on that one. So I think I'm going to plan it out much like I have done in the past with things, just because I want to make sure that we have enough room for everything. Because if it ends up being a busy week because we're going and doing things for his birthday, I want to have the space for that, right? So let's kind of do the way that we have planned in the past. yeah, let's just kind of what I normally do in a spread. I'm not gonna deviate. Really try not to deviate too much when it comes to like my own stickers. I leave that up for when I'm using somebody else's kits. That's when I can try and be creative and tap into that area of my brain that I know is there. Okay, so end up going to my local Home Depot, walking in, and I'm feeling just like super confident. I'm happy with the way my hair turned out that day. I'm happy with, you know, just the way that I'm feeling that day. I got up at a decent time, showered. I felt super motivated and productive. Go in, I'm looking at the refrigerator, second guessing all of my life decisions, because now I can't decide if this is the one that I truly want. And then I'm finally like, you know what, this is the one we want. This is the one we're gonna go get. We're not gonna do anything crazy. This is what we're doing, right? So I start walking, and the gentleman's like, hey, is there anything that I can help you with? And I was like, nope, because I know what refrigerator I want. And he was like, okay, which one do you want? I'm like, it's this one right here. And it was the most easiest and the most seamless checkout process I have done in a very, very long time. So, okay, let me check. How did we do the Mother's Day kit? I don't remember. Did we do it structured or staggered? We did it staggered. Okay, one. Okay. And then how did we do the Easter one? We did that one staggered too. Okay, so St. Patrick's Day, we did staggered as well. So let's check out the Valentine's Day one. I want to say the Valentine's Day one was not staggered. Okay, perfect. And then New Year's Eve one, I want to just check. It was staggered. Okay, guess what we're doing? We're doing not staggered. That is what we're going to do. Okay, so my phone is blowing up, man. All right, let's see here. Let's do patterns. Let's do patterns up here. So get that, and I'm on my way. So I'm like, you know what? I've had a really great morning already. I'm gonna call my kids, and I'm gonna let them know that I am gonna head to the grocery store real quick. And I'm gonna do a little bit of grocery shopping so that we have some, you know, food for the rest of the day and the next couple of days, so that we're not tempted to eat out. And so I go to the grocery store, and I go to this new to me grocery store. Some of you will recognize the name. It's called Hy-Vee. Now, mind you, I came from Texas, and in Texas, we have H-E-B. Well, in Southern Texas, we have H-E-B. And that is where you shop, is H-E-B in Southern Texas. And I love me H-E-B. H-E-B is one of my favorite grocery stores in the world, okay? So, my kids and my husband had gone to this grocery store, and we're like, whoa, that's amazing. It's probably going to be our grocery store. So I'm like, okay, I'll check it out, and we'll see how it goes, right? So I go check it out, and I walk in, and I am immediately overwhelmed, okay? This store is so big. The one we have, at least, I'm sure not all of them are, is so big and so stocked. And I have no idea what the layout is like. No clue whatsoever what the layout is like. So I proceed to just start walking through the produce section. I'm like, okay, let's just start looking at how they do their produce. How is this going to be laid out? And trying to get the lay of the land so that I can kind of, you know, prep and prepare for longer grocery trips. And I'm going through the produce section and up and down the aisles in the produce section, or up and down the little areas in the produce section, looking for cucumbers for who knows how long. Because I can only find the organic one. And sometimes they would have organic here and organic over here and then organic over here. And then I'm just like, I don't know where anything is. And because I am completely overwhelmed and nervous in a new area, I'm not going to ask anybody for help, okay? It's just not something I do. When I am that overwhelmed, asking somebody for help just kind of just makes me want to just shrivel up and die. Doesn't have to make sense. It's just how my brain processes being overwhelmed. Okay. So I finally find pretty much everything that I need in the produce section and start walking up and down the aisle. Well, start walking towards going up and down the aisles, when out of the corner of my eye, I see the rotisserie chickens. Now, I love me a good rotisserie chicken, especially on when I'm doing a grocery trip and I don't know what I'm going to cook for dinner that night. Rotisserie chickens have come in to save the day more times than not. They help me out in a pinch. My kids love them. I can pair them with a salad or some sort of, like pasta dish, or a potatoes or whatever, right? And so I start going over towards the deli because I'm like, okay, well, I'm here. Let me see what they have so that I know for future reference. Mind you, this store is now like 3.7 miles away from my house. So it's not like I'm going to be gone very long. And if I need to run to the store real quick, even though I pass a couple, like a Walmart and other grocery stores, it's not like it's completely out of my way, right? So I start going over and looking, and I really wish you guys could see my face when I'm telling this story because it makes a whole world of difference. Anyways, there's a guy behind the counter, and I'm looking around because there's also information behind him and above him, and I'm trying to figure out what I need to be looking for, things like that. And we make eye contact, and he literally smiles in the weirdest, creepiest smile and is shaking his head yes, like really slow, and mouthing the words hi. And I was like, hi, okay. I'm trying to figure everything out, trying to still keep my, darting my eyes around, seeing where information is. When I say it was a information overload, it was information overload. Make eye contact again, and he's like, hi. And that time I visibly heard him. That I left out of the Instagram story. I physically heard him with the sigh of the hi and him still shaking his head. And I'm just, at this point, I'm just like, okay, I can't. So my cart is facing the wrong way, and I literally just go to it and do a U-turn and head down to the bakery. And, I have kids. We buy birthday cakes. So finally, weird people interaction number one, survived it, okay? Nothing happened to me too bad. I hope the guy doesn't remember my face, because if I go back there, I really don't want to, run into him or have another high incident happening, and stuff. So yeah. Now mind you, please don't take any offense to any of it. I don't know who this person was, whatnot, and maybe that's just the way that he interacts with people. Like I said, I was completely overwhelmed, and it just was one of those things that made me feel very just weird in that environment, okay? Because I'm sometimes socially awkward, okay? So, get to the bakery, and I'm kind of looking, and I see donuts, which I'm like, okay, let's see what their donut sections look like. And then I see that they have some artisan bread, and I'm like, ooh, let me take a look at that artisan bread. Yum. And there's a lady behind there, and she's like, hi, is there anything I can help you with? And I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm just seeing what you guys have. So this is a complete different type of interaction than the dude that I had the interaction with at the deli counter, okay? I'm like, nope, I'm good. I'm just looking to see what you guys have. We're new to the area. I've never been to this store before. So I'm just kind of getting my bearings to figure out what you guys have and things like that. She's like, oh, okay, well, where'd you move from? I said, Texas. She's like, oh, whereabouts? I'm like, a little town south, about an hour and a half south of Houston. She's like, oh, okay. Well, what brings you to Missouri? I'm like, different change of pace. She's like, oh, she's making a small chat. Now, mind you, the interactions I have had with people so far in the state of Missouri have been 2 steps away from, hi, Julie, how are the kids today? How was Joan's soccer game on Saturday? I'm telling you, that is the vibe that's going on here in Missouri. And for me and my family who've been in places where they've been nice, but mostly people stay to themselves, we're weirded out because we don't know how to deal with it because we've never had to deal with it before. We're used to dealing with people who don't like to talk to us, okay? So let's see. I don't think I'm going to use any checklists. I don't think we're going to use any checklists. I think we're going to stick with like the patterned stuff going on. I think that will be fun. So let's do this. We're going to put this down here. We're going to do another labels. So I'm going to figure this one out. So, so that's the kind of interaction I was having with her. And she's like, oh, well, how long have you been here in Missouri? And, I was like, oh, we've only been here for about 2 weeks. She's like, oh, wow, you're like baby brand new. I was like, yeah. She's like, okay, take your time. Let us know if you have any questions. And I was so grateful for that interaction because I just really kind of wanted to look at what was going on. Now, I did not intentionally mean for blue to be all here, and this column is going to be all blue. However, it's funny that it happens on a Thursday, which is the smack middle of the week because you have 3 days after and 3 days before. So my weird brain is perfectly fine with it. All right, moving on. I really enjoyed that conversation. Was really thankful that she didn't like pressure to be like, oh, well, let me give you information because I really just wanted to look, which was really nice. So then I start going up and down the aisles and getting my groceries, and I didn't have any other interactions during that time frame with anybody else. Workers were stocking. I was just, let's see, I want to see here real quick. Oh, let's see if we put that there and that there. Okay, that'll work. That will work. So, I didn't really have any other interactions with anybody up and down the aisles. Workers were working. I did almost run into an old man, but he was walking down the aisle super fast. Well, I was coming out of the aisle. He was walking down like the outer aisle, and the end cap on my aisle was a little bit thick, and I had to get my cart out there a little bit more to kind of look before I went, and he was walking super fast, and we almost had a T-bone collision. And so that was about the only other incident that happened. But I get everything and stuff, and then I get up to the checkout line, and I'm standing there, and I realize that I have forgot the chicken that I need for the recipe that I really want to make. Now, mind you, I got all the other ingredients. I even screenshotted the recipe while I was there at the store so that I could not forget. And I still forgot the chicken. And so I'm standing there in line and I'm debating whether or not chicken is important enough for me to head to the very back of the store to get, or if I'll just shop in like the next day or the day after, right? When all of a sudden a worker is like, excuse me, ma'am, I can help you over here. Internal panic sets. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Okay, I'll come. Yeah, sure. And proceed, my cart hitting into, the sliding doors where they keep like bottles of Coke and Pepsi and Monsters and bottles of water. Yeah, my cart hits right into that, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry. So now I'm panicking even more. So I go to try and go to the side of my cart. My butt hits the candy display behind me. My purse gets caught on the cart, and I'm looking like I don't know how to walk. I'm so dead serious, you guys. I'm so dead serious that this was really happening. So, you know, I finally just start putting my stuff up onto the belt, and I'm just like, okay, scan, let me go. And then he starts talking to me, and, you know, was like, oh, I don't recognize your area code. Are you new here? And, you know, that started that. And then he was like, oh, well, just wait till our summers. It gets hot and humid here. And I'm just like, I don't know how many people have told me that it gets very hot and humid here in Springfield, Missouri, when I lived in Harlingen and on the Gulf Coast, and right now it's like 85-90% humidity and you can't breathe and it's not raining and it's literally Satan's butt crack. But okay, and the heat indexes can get up to, you know, 110. I mean, when we were in Houston, the heat indexes were up to close to 115. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, okay. So finally, I'm just like, okay, Jonathan, when the summer hits, I'm going to come find you. That was his name. When the summer hits, I'm going to come find you, and I'm going to let you know how the summer really is compared to where I was. Because he asked me where we moved from, and I was like, oh, a small little city out an hour and a half south of Houston called Bay City. He goes, oh, I know where that's at. Chances are you don't, because nobody knows where Bay City is. It's not anywhere near a major highway. You have to go down country roads. So if you really are from there or you know there, I'm going to quiz you, because nobody knows where that town is and knows what's going on in that town. And stuff. So I was like, okay, sure, you know where Bay City is. I was like, we're on the Gulf Coast. I don't think he realized that the Gulf Coast meant the Gulf of Mexico. I really don't think he did. I feel bad for poor Jonathan, but I really don't think he did, because if I told you I was from Florida and then you were like, oh, the humidity gets really, really bad here, as a Floridian, I'd look at you and be like, you don't know what humid is. Anyways, so that was my interactions with people, and I came home and I was peopled out. I was very, very exhausted. I'm talking to my husband, and he's like, who are you? You don't do this much people interaction in one day. And I'm like, I don't know. I just have to, I guess, do it. And he's like, you've interacted with more people than I have since being here, and I'm the one that's supposed to interact with the people. So yeah, we laughed and joked quite a bit about that, because, well, you know, it was funny. All right, let's see. Do I want to? Yes, I do. I want to put these habit trackers down. Why? I don't know, but we're going to do it. Because there's something I can track for them. One will be chores. That's one thing I know for sure that will. Oh, the other thing I need to put down is I will need to put down a little box to mark what week this is, which I think will be able to fit right in there, I believe. Let's see. Where is... Let's see. Let's go with the red. Can I get a glitter header? I can get a glitter header. All right. So yeah, I mean, it was interesting and it was fun, and stuff. And my husband made fun of me because he's like, you have peopled more than you've peopled in a long time. And he's like, you're just like, people, leave me alone. I just want to shop. And yes, that's kind of how I was for a little bit, because I am a socially awkward person, and I own it, and I am completely fine with that. So I was just completely overwhelmed. So, all right, here we go. This is what we have for the week of Father's Day. I really love it because I knew exactly what I was doing. I didn't have to think too hard, and I could focus on the story, which is really what I needed. Like I said, it's fine that all of this is pretty much blue. It wasn't intentional. Oh, well, that's like a lot of... Oh, no, that's fine. That's how it's supposed to be. Oh my gosh. Anyways, but blue here all the way down to blue here type thing. Okay, you get what I'm saying. It's fine because it was right in the middle of the week. All right, you guys. So, box is up on the website. Go ahead and grab it. It is already discounted 30%, so no coupon codes can be used on it. That's how we're going to run these boxes. There's only 50 available. Grab them while you can, because that's it. Once they sell out, they sell out. And you guys have been really good to make sure that you've left a few for other people. So we do have all of the months there, and you get a ton of stickers, so you can have your themed aspect, and then you can have tons of colors to fill in the rest of your spreads. And let's see, which one? Yeah, I haven't done May's yet. Here's what April's monthly looks like. We didn't really have a lot, like I haven't had a ton going on here in April because we moved so quickly. So I'm really glad that these wacky holidays take up a lot of space because we really haven't had anything to do. So, all right, you guys. So limited quantities, like I said, go grab it. Already discounted 30% to save you some money, and you get a lot. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye now.